Let's get it, man. Let's get on top of this thing, man. Welcome on in. See, this is a little impromptu situation, man. Just wanted to jump in real quick with y'all, man, and just give you the recap of what went down today. So today, obviously, is the first show of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. So we shot that, and if you don't know, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to that. Subscribe to that on the YouTube channel. Make sure you like and hit that notification bell. So I was deciding to do a little something different. I think I might do this. I don't know how much I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to get to it maybe 2 to 3 times a week. But what I want to do is make it interactive. There's pretty much 2 hours where we're doing so many different things, and it's like rapid fire. So we get to a lot of different topics, and sometimes you leave a little meat on the bones or whatever, so to speak. So for me, what I wanted to do is this is an opportunity to engage the fans, to engage the people, and definitely, what I'm saying, get feedback from you guys. And on top of that, kind of, talk about some of the stuff that we talked about on the show. Perhaps we may get to it, perhaps we may not. So this is an opportunity for those who didn't see the show, or for those who enjoy the show, who just want to, expound or expand on certain things. So first of all, let me give you guys a behind the scenes look and a peek into how we do it. So, one of the things that was a big adjustment for me, and I think it's an adjustment for everybody, is figuring out where you get in at, figuring out how do you touch different things, and you're able to get your comments off, and you're able to do certain things or whatever. So I think that's a work in progress overall. I definitely believe, and thanks, Patrick J. You guys had a nice first show. I definitely agree with it. I think today's show was really good. I want to shout out to Mike. I want to shout out Steve. There's a lot of things that they got to do behind the scenes that's like crazy, man. It's just jumping all over the place and doing all kind of stuff. And they do a really good job of trying to keep us on track and do things like that. And I think when you move in and doing it in a live space, the way we doing it, sometimes it takes an adjustment period to get to that. But overall, first show, I thought we did a good job. I thought we had tremendous guests. That's the one thing that I love about this situation, is the fact that you got so many tremendous guests today. We had an opportunity out the gates to talk to Tim Couch. I thought Tim Couch did a great job of just breaking things down and really giving us some solid answers. He kind of came out on the side of Baker Mayfield, and kind of saying that he believed that he should get another shot at it. If you do want to watch the episodes, of you were at work, like my man said right here, Khalil, he says, I've been at work, can't wait to check it out. Make sure you go check that out. Everything's going to be linked in the description. You can actually subscribe. If you're looking on YouTube, you can actually subscribe to the channel immediately when you click one of those links. I also have all of the forms out there where you guys can just click on that and just watch it. So if you're just watching, or you don't really know about the show, or haven't heard about the show, or you may just, be working a different shift, the whole 2-hour show is down, linked in the description. So you can click it and watch that. And I also have every single segment. So, maybe you might not have time to touch down on the whole 2 hours. I understand that's a big time restraint, a big time to be taken out of your day. So what we've done is we've broken those down into quick digestible segments where you guys can just click and look on those and watch them at your leisure. You could do that on YouTube. You can do that specifically on YouTube, and there will be links that we post in Twitter as well. So I got all 6 segments down in the description where you could just click on them. You could definitely just click on them, man. Karen, thank you so much, man. I love the new show you're on. I definitely appreciate you, man. Anybody that's a fan of the Barbershop, I think that you guys, will be a fan of this show. One thing that I try to bring to the table is authenticity. And it doesn't matter whether or not I'm on a panel with 10 people or I'm on a panel with Barack Obama. I'm going to speak my mind, and I'm going to just keep it a buck. Man, I'm going to just keep it real as I can. That's the only way I know how to do business. So basically, if you're listening to the Barbershop and you like that atmosphere, you like the energy that I'm giving out, because that's just what I do, make sure that you definitely subscribe and you won't miss a thing. Second thing is, a lot of people talked about, hey, you're doing this show, Is it something that you are going to quit with the Barbershop radio show? Nah, I'm not going to get to that. I'm definitely going to still be at the Barbershop, still going to be there on Saturdays, definitely going to still continue to give you that content on 92.3 The Fan. So if you're a fan of the radio show, that does not quit. This is just something we add into my repertoire and it's something to get my creativity out. And I think this show is really refreshing. Let me see. G.Bush was the only one on that show making any real sense of the potential Watson suspension. And by the way, I'm going to go talk about that Watson suspension right now. So one of the opportunities that I think I have is I can expound on some of my points that we was talking about during the whole process. So when I'm doing the reaction shows, you guys make sure you check out those shows and then drop back in on me and I will give you the reaction to some of the topics. And today, that's exactly what we're going to do. If you clicked on the thumbnail and you saw what we saw today, for me, one of the most interesting highlights of the show today was the Deshaun Watson conversation, right? And I love all of my cast members, love them to death. These guys are genuinely good dudes, guys that I really, I think we're going to be great together. But, like anything, we got a different opinion sometimes. And I think one of the things that we were missing and they were missing the point on was the Deshaun Watson suspension. For me, I think not only they had it wrong today, but I think there's a lot of people who have the whole Deshaun Watson situation completely wrong. I think we're to a point now where it almost seems like people is just like hoping and wishing upon a star that like he's going to get suspended for a year. And I just don't really understand and help me understand. Help me help you. I'm trying to figure out what kind of tea leaves they're reading in terms of the Watson suspension. And as I talked about in the show earlier, there's, not the fact to diminish this, but I mean, 2 grand juries came back and said, not really. We don't see anything there. 2 grand juries. Then you now got the news today, which is kind of breaking. Now they're coming out saying that some of those civil suits or any court dates or anything involved with Deshaun Watson's case may get pushed back to April of 2023. That just goes to show you, I don't understand how you could possibly, if you're Roger Goodell or the NFL, possibly suspend a guy and he's not even going to be on a trial till next year. So my question to them would be, what are you suspending him for? Because say, for instance, he goes to trial and he beats all the cases or the cases are dropped. So that means he served a 4-game or 6-game suspension based on what? The fact that it looked like, or the fact that somebody said, or the fact that somebody was doing or alleged something happened. I just have a very difficult time in that. And there's a lot of people that really believe wholeheartedly that that's just what the scenario is. And for me, I always err on the side of this. I talked about this probably on my radio show. I'm old enough to remember once upon a time the Duke lacrosse scandal. Now, there was a young lady who made false allegations against the Duke lacrosse team, and she just happened to be African American. They happened to be predominantly an all-white lacrosse team. And she made the allegations, and the 3 individuals that she made allegations against, they had to wear that. They had to wear that forever. And if you're not familiar with the story, please go out and educate yourself and just talk about that story and watch and see how that folded out. Because those kids at the time, they can never come back from that. There's no coming back from somebody saying, oh, you're a predator. You did this to somebody. I don't care how much money that they give you or how much money you have to dish out. There's a certain rules and code of conduct that people stand by. I'm never admitting to something that I didn't do just to get it over with. And that seems to be the thought process now. Hey, just get over with so we can look at some football. Just get it over with so it doesn't go into 2023. And I'm like, that's his life. That's That don't wipe off. That doesn't wash off. In 10, 12, 15 years from now, we're not going to remember if Deshaun Watson got, suspended for 4, 6, 8. We won't remember it. We probably won't even care because we'll have another quarterback that we care about, and we'll have another set of players that for the Browns that we want to see, progress and do their thing, and we won't care about it. But as for Deshaun Watson, he's going to have to go in the grocery store. Oh, there's that dude that had them 22 allegations. He go to church. Hey, there's that one dude. Remember he had all those sexual assault cases? He walked down the street. Hey, he settled all those civil cases. He did it. Why would you plea bargain? Why? It makes absolutely no sense. And for the people who are saying he's going to get suspended for a whole year, I mean, that's completely ridiculous. I mean, I don't know how you get a whole year from what the situation is with him. For me, I look at it like this. If I'm a person who I go to work, right, and somebody accused me of something at work, like G.Bush, man, somebody said you stole this TV. I'm gonna be like, bro, I didn't steal no TV. How you gonna put that on me? I ain't still. So the cops investigated. The cops is like, we don't see nothing, right? It keeps escalating because people keep saying, oh, he stole a TV over here too. 3 years ago, my job said he had, when he left there, a whole laptop got missing. All these things just keep getting piled up. And then it's like, okay, well, let's see if the judicial system, how they feel about it. I go in there and they say, you know what? Let's look at the facts. Let's look at the objective point of view from both sides. And let's see if we have enough merit to do it. And they come back and say, no, bro. I mean, you said he stole the TV, but you have no video. You have no fingerprints. You haven't recovered the stolen merchandise. You don't have any eyewitnesses. No, we can't indict him. Let the man go. So there's no indictment. I come back to work because I'm on a leave. I come back to work on Monday and they tell me, hey man, G.Bush, sit down with us real quick. We're going to have to suspend you because, it's not that, you didn't steal the TVs, and I know we didn't prove it, but we're going to have to suspend you because, frankly, you embarrassed the company. You embarrassed the company. And you had a lot of allegations. Your last 2 employers said they had items missing as well. So, I mean, once is what, maybe a coincidence, twice, but I can't, 4 or 5 other employers are on you now, G.Bush. So we got to suspend you. The hell you don't? I'm going to court on that. Listen, you go ahead. I'm going to ask you politely. You want me to go home or not? Because you're going to have to make me go home, and then I'm going to get a lawyer. Because you know what? There's due process in the game. People don't go to jail for allegations. People don't have to give large sums of money on behalf of allegations. And for me, I just think there's so many people that have almost went to the point where after the Ray Rice situation happened, it's almost we didn't overcorrect it, right? When we got when we got people who have been consistently abusing women for 35, 40, hundreds of years, people swept that under the rug, and we understand that. But now it's such a thing where it's so much overcorrection that the second somebody says the buzzword, you automatically are guilty of it. Somebody say sexual assault or I was uncomfortable, buzzword. All right, well, I give them suspension to get over with. That's not how the game is working. That don't how it works. Let me go to some of the comments that I got over here, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this thing home because to me, I just think there's so many different people that are off base by this whole situation. Why is owner billionaire Kraft story gone instantly and $1 million athlete they keep that in the news daily? It's super fact. This is the ones I keep bringing up, and the reason why that happens It's because there's a conditioning that happens where in our country, we're not supposed to, challenge any authority at all. People in the general public, one, actually are haters, right? When you look at certain athletes, the line between a fan and a hater is about this thing. Because no matter how much that player develops, how much that player delivers, there's always this thing at the bottom of your stomach that says, why is he playing a kid's game and he makes more than I do? There's so many. How many people have you heard that from? I mean, these guys and their salaries, and I just can't believe how much they make for just playing a game. But that's your favorite player, though, right? See, fans automatically believe that they're closer to the athletes than they are closer to ownership. And I'm talking about as far as their dollars, the money that they have. So when you got a billionaire, people don't trust me. People don't say, hey, billionaire, leave that alone. Because one day you might get a job, right? One day you might have to go back and take an account from somebody who says, I was going to offer you a job in the front office, but you said that these owners were corrupt. Bro, ain't nobody looking for you. Ain't nobody about to check for you. Just call a spade a spade. You not getting invited to the cookout or the press box or none of that. So you be putting the Superman cape. You be Captain Kirk in a situation. You always coming to that aid. Well, Daniel Snyder done for the Washington Commanders has had sexual misconduct in his organization, sexual harassment, hostile workplace. And on top of it, they talk about he embezzling money. We don't even hear about John Gruden. John Gruden was doing so many crazy things. They had to get John Gruden up out of there before others people's emails got released. They was like, get him out of here. John, you got to go. You're doing way too much. See what I'm saying? But we talk about this ad nauseum. We talk about it with Deshaun Watson, how he's going to get a year. And I brought it up. And it's all facts. I continue to say this. We hired somebody who has nuclear launch codes who admitted to sexual assault on audio. He got 75 million votes. And they still can't get him on the court. They can't get him in the court for tax evasion. They can't even get him to show up for any sort of his allegations, or they can't get him to show up for taking money from his foundation and misappropriating. We can't get him to show up for nothing. And he just, yeah. So sometimes I get to a point where it's like, look, man, it's a very simple fix. All you got to do is just wait on the facts. But that ain't even good enough for people. They want to, hey, let's just suspend them now. I'm like, what? I don't understand it. What kind of world is we in where all you got to do is wait till the court say something? All you got to do is wait till the civil cases take place. But I ain't never seen nobody in my life try to give out a suspension so quick. Well, Bauer, he didn't have any allegations either, and it was only one person. Look, man, listen, any sexual assault is bad if it's 1 or 27. But guess what? Everybody has a chance. Everybody has a ability or the right to really go to court and defend themselves. And my point is this: no matter how much I don't like Donald Trump or whoever politician or whatever the case may be, you know what? I got to keep it real. I got to say, you know what? You got to investigate it before you just say it's facts. And if I could say that about somebody who I really don't care for, or other politicians that I really don't care for, what makes you think that I'm going to just suspend Deshaun Watson and he's not given the same opportunity, which is what we do in America? Let's take a look at it. Tap King said, especially when the owners are Robert Kraft and Daniel Snyder. That's why I said today, if you go back and watch, make sure you watch that too. Shout out to 5152 people being in here, man. Make sure you guys go out and subscribe to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Good show, great show. I'm going to be doing some recaps on this, talking about some of the hot button topics or conversations that we had where we couldn't quite get all the meat off the bone. So we'll do that here. I totally agree. Especially when the owners are Kraft and Snyder. You can't have the moral high ground when you got Jerry Jones doing paternity tests. I mean, this is my surprise face. Like, I mean, wasn't y'all the same people that paid Colin Kaepernick off? Like, yeah, you was right. We basically said we came up with an agreement that you're not gonna play no more. This is the moral compass that we live by. Stop. Everyone is basically suspension on a thing on this court of public opinion nonsense. That's what it is. Exactly what it is. It's the court of public appeals. And to me, like I said before, I'm always going to err on the side of, you know how you don't make bad decisions or knee-jerk decisions? You just get facts. Don't let, well, what are you going to say about all the women? Listen, you tell the women what I just told you. Look, it's an ongoing investigation. And if Deshaun Watson is found guilty or he pays a bunch of women off, then by all goodness, suspend him, make him keep it moving. Is that hard? No. If they suspend it, this is Jay Trace. Thanks for reaching out and definitely typing and definitely comment on the situation. He says, if they suspend them 68 or 46 and say afterward the case is heard, it's worse. They couldn't go back and suspend them more than the NFL Player Association wouldn't have it, or he is innocent. NFLPA is coming for the league. Facts. If you suspend this man, and think about it, he's going to lose money. If you suspend him with just cause, the Player Association is going to be like, no, we're not going to have that. Like, I don't care what y'all talking about. You got to go through a process. Let's keep it moving. Let's see. D. Grat. Thank you so much for the super chat. Totally appreciate you, man. It blows my mind that someone will accept that a percentage of these women are lying, falsely accusing somebody of a crime is equally egregious. I think that's the point where we've overcorrected to a point. Thank you so much for the super chat, by the way, and supporting the barbershop here on live. My process is, why doesn't anybody, and the documents are out there. All you got to do is look for them. There's documentation that they had during the process, during the grand jury investigation, or when they presented the information, that a multiple of women not only gave him massages after that, multiple of them wanted to be exclusive massagers, giving him exclusive business. This is in the transcripts. There's people in the transcripts that were heard saying how much of a great guy he was after the massage, and said they were willing to work with him again multiple times. There's also in this testimony where they found an individual who and this was, they have individuals who testified to this, that a woman said, just basically one of the accuser said, if he would have paid me more, I wouldn't have had to come out and say this. Other ones saying, I'm only doing this because it's a good look, because there's 22 allegations and we found some opportunity there. Go look, listen, this is all public record. Just go look at it. So when I know people ain't looking at the situation when they keep saying 22, because you ain't talking about the 7 or 8 that boldly had to get dropped or were lying, and the cases were dismissed. They never even talked to these women no more. But we keep saying 22. I mean 22. I don't know, G.Bush. I can't. I don't know 22. Well, what about them 4 or 5 that blatantly it was a ruse? That's a problem. That's my problem that I got. Where G.Bush play football? I'm playing at Ohio University, Bobcat. So yeah, that's where I played. Played there for 5 years. I got redshirted my first year. I was at OU from 2000 to 2005. Hey, also love the new show. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thanks for everybody who checked it out, man. I want to thank you guys, the guys that support G.Bush, because to be truthful, I wouldn't be on the show without you. I would be a guy that wouldn't be on the show without you guys, because the people that I'm working with, it's such a great opportunity because they do have so many years in the game, from Jay Crawford being on Cold Pizza and First Take to Adam the Bull having, pretty much one of a top 1-2, show in the country, doing it for, I don't know, almost 30 years in the game. So the cool thing about it is, when you look at the credentials and you look at the stats of the guys that is there, I don't have that level. I don't got that level of subscribers, or that level of notoriety. But what I do get is the people that I got is so, like, I got the best fans in the game. I don't even calling y'all nobody no fans, because me, the people that support me, man, it got to a point where y'all was advocating for me so much that it put me at a different playing field, right? Even though I didn't have 30,000 subscribers or followers on Twitter, or I wasn't really doing those shows every single day. The people who tuned into the barbershop kept hitting that like, kept supporting me, kept saying, we need more G.Bush. Hey, when you gonna be full-time? I'm only here because of y'all, to be honest with you, bro. So that's why I take it seriously when I do takes, because when my brand is just keeping it real. And there's sometimes where that realness can, people can say, oh man, I don't know, you shouldn't have said that. But at the end of the day, that's what it is. That's what we stand on. So we're going to do that. And as a matter of fact, make sure you guys, 62 people in here, love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much for supporting. If you haven't noticed, the link is in the description. You will definitely be able to click all of the segments in the description. You'll get the long form. You'll get all of that information. And don't forget, hit the notification every single day, Monday through Friday. You can check out the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, 11 to 1. 11 to 1. We went over a little bit today, but we had great guests. So we go over a little bit, but make sure you guys do that. Let me read some comments really quick before we get you guys up out of here. I think this is something I'm going to do because it gives me opportunity to talk about some of the topics. We had some great other topics in the show today. We talked about a Colin Sexton trade. That we let it off with Guardians. For all the people who say, hey, you guys don't talk about Guardians. We started off with Guardians. Jose Ramirez, 3 out of 4. They won with the Kansas City Royals. We talked about that. Tyvis Powell, great Buckeye, MVP of their national championship. He was in the building. We talked a little bit about CJ Stroud. We talked about Ohio State. Talked a little bit about the Heisman odds. We got into a lot of different things. And the good thing about the show, we just don't talk. We don't just talk sports. We talk real life issues. We get into, we did a little food segment today. So check that out as well. So all of this stuff is just, new and unique stuff that we like to do to get you guys involved. And we're definitely going to be taking some of your comments and basically interjecting and putting those things to work in how we make the show better. My man says, guilty and proven innocent. I totally agree with it. It was Aaron Rodgers. Trust me, they wouldn't be saying this. Actually, be truthful. That whole Aaron Rodgers thing, where he was just like the COVID thing, that passed in like 2 days. Where Aaron Rodgers basically faked the fact that he had like COVID, or faked the fact that he had been vaccinated, and it was like they talked about it for a couple of days and kept it moving. Nana Ravens 8, I think it's Raven fans. There are also 18 women that stated and testified that the 22 women are lying on Deshaun. So who are you going to believe? I say leave all that mess alone and be about football. Hey, we that's the thing about this. He said, she said, and to me, my heart goes out to anybody who's been assaulted or sexually assaulted. And like I said, I don't got no problem with giving you a different answer if I got different information. See, that's the thing that we can do as people. It don't necessarily have to be, I got to stick to this at first and then I can't change from it. I'm not a person about doubling down. I don't double down on nothing. If I give new information, I'll say, oh, yeah, Deshaun Watson got to go, bro. He did A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But until that point, I mean, you got to have some ground to do something, man. Got to have the ground to do something. My man, I'm not gonna say your name because I'm not gonna say your screen name because they might demonetize me, man. I'm in the Navy, and I tune in to hear from homie. Tune in here to hear from home, man. First of all, shout out to your service. I appreciate you for what you do abroad, and your sacrifices. So you know what I'm saying. I appreciate you checking in because that's definitely something that we salute and we respect, especially when you out there, protecting freedoms and kicking ass and taking names. So I appreciate that, man. United we stand. G.Bush on your new show. Keep being real. Love the energy and you, Adam, bring to the show. Shout out to them dudes, man. Adam Bull bring that energy 100% of the time, all the time. So make sure you guys check that out. I'm going to get up out of here. I want to say thank you, guys. We'll do another recap. We got a show tomorrow. We got some crazy. We got the Miz on the show. WWE's Miz will be on the show. Coming up, we got some great interviews as well. We got Maurice Claret booked in studio. He's going to be in studio. And we still efforting a lot of guys. So, for us, this is the place you're going to get it. This is the place you're going to get them interviews, the top names, the top A names. You never know who you're going to see in the studio. So that's one of the things that sets us apart, man. We really getting them names and we really able to speak to certain things, man. We not held back or whatever. So this is a great show. Make sure you check it out. I'll catch you guys tomorrow at 11 o'clock sharp. And if you can't watch it there, set the notification, watch it after work. Check it out on our podcast as well. We do have a podcast, 2 hours, nothing but the audio if you're a little more easy listener. As for your boy, G.Bush, a.k.a. the People's Champ, we out.